This is a pre-show. This is a pre-show. Killing time while I'm getting a post ready. They can wait.
Does this part make it into the archive whenever it's not live anymore?
It stays in the video, but not in the audio.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the bonus content.
I get to see the crap we do before we go live.
Yeah.
It's kind of the fun stuff.
Yeah, bullshitting while I still play video games over here. Yeah, that's
Yeah. More HTTPS.
This fucking game.
This fucking game. What are you playing there? Oh, it's
WWE. I have some thoughts.
Let me just get the YouTube link here. Posted on this guy. HTTPS. And where is it? I picked up something in Florida and I have not been able to shake it for 2 weeks.
Oh.
So it was started with the smoke in the room and my body has reacted horribly since then. Yeah.
Well, you've gotten COVID for like 7 or 8 times, so
8 times.
Probably... Okay, that was close.
Yeah, your lungs are probably feeling kind of weak at this point.
Yeah.
Your immune system is just like, hey, you know what? No, thank you. I don't want anything. Any single thing that comes into this body is going to get a reaction now.
Aside from pure oxygen.
Yeah. You gotta be the bubble boy there, but the
bubble boy.
Yeah.
All right, let me get this visual going here. We are live on the SideQuest, your weekly journey into the wonderful world of video games, video game culture, and the things that geeks and nerds and dweebs like us are wont to do. You are now on SideQuesting's wonderful live feed. I'm one of your hosts, Ali Demovsky. Joining me, let's see where it goes. That's Tyler. And this guy right here is JJ. And we're in the rockin' mood.
We are.
Guys, okay.
Rockin' and rolling.
Rockin'
and or.
Start off. Thank you again, everybody who's joining us. Thank you. You can find us SideQuesting.com, SideQuesting TV on YouTube and Twitch. In the Discord, always a great place. And if you're part of our Patreon, thank you there as well. Thank you to the executive level, Punctified, who I'll be staying with at Summer Game Fest. I have been approved, so it'll be a lot of fun. Sam has been approved as well, so we're going to have two people heading to Summer Game Fest this year. That is pretty cool. Also, thank you to our producers, Zero the Prototype, Exogenous, Jeff Grubb, and Tessa Eller. Y'all are beautiful people. Look at that. Look at that. You're helping keep the lights on. Every little bit helps. And a few of the folks are there in the chat watching and joining and chatting away. We definitely appreciate you. Hey, do you want to start off with something? Very cool news. You know how we're going to PAX East. 2 of the 3 people on the show are going to be at PAX East. I
have a child and I don't
have a hotel room. Yeah. I have a child. I'm just gonna leave her here.
Yeah, exactly.
She can handle the bills. But there's I think four of us from SideQuesting going this year, if I remember correctly. Guess what else? You too can go to PAX East, courtesy of SideQuesting, as soon after this podcast airs at some point tonight, maybe midnight. I don't know. We're going to have a contest to give away 5 passes to PAX East. 5 passes to PAX East. So you can get to PAX East, a full weekend pass to PAX East. Hang out with us. I know Zero was there last year.
Yeah.
My brother came last year. It was a good time. It's a real good time.
Secret off-screen podcast guest Zero.
Yes. And we promise you can be a fun secret off-screen guest with us if that's what you would like to do.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. That'll be up soon-ish. We're going to try to have that contest run for about a week or so, maybe Friday the 13th or so. It might be the day that we choose the winner. But stay tuned for that. You can always hop on to SideQuesting and check out the party list. We'll have our panel information up this weekend as well.
It's on the site. You can go to the PAX Nav app or the website right now. And
hey, the cool thing about PAX is Nintendo will be there. They
big there.
Yeah, they're big there. However, they're not going to be doing like anything. I don't want to say anything spectacular. They're not. It's not like they're going to be there showcasing Metroid Prime 5 and like secret backroom stuff. Word is you're going to be able to play the latest Nintendo games because they do have the biggest booth area. And I'm also guessing like Pokemon stuff and much other things are going to be there. So, but yeah, it's a lot of like
it's kind of like mostly stuff that's gonna be out soon and that we know about.
Yes, yeah.
I feel like they're gonna do what they did at West, where they have like here's our first party booth where you're gonna play Pokopia and whatever else, Mario Wonder.
I'm telling you, Mario Wonder DLC, baby, and then Tomodachi Life.
And then I don't know. That seems a little.
It's a little far fetched. No.
Yeah, but no, he's
third party stuff. Yeah.
The other booth, probably the third party booth, like West, except probably without Borderlands. This time.
No Borderlands, no Silk Song. You probably will see Elden Ring. Though.
Elden Ring. Yeah, I don't know. You might still see Silk Song. Those third.
You might still see Silk Song. But yeah, there are booths coming in. Looking over the list now. Obviously, PAX East, we go there for the indies. We don't go for the big booths. The big kind of stuff has sort of disappeared.
Yeah, it's a good thing we don't go there for the big booths.
Good thing we don't go. And really, like, even like, I think PAX West has now become sort of PAX Prime again in terms of like, bigger booths.
Yeah. Because West had Capcom, Bandai Namco, Nintendo. It's a big booth, big.
Bandai Namco is usually at PAX East, but not nearly this. They're never ginormous, but Square Enix is at PAX East. I think we saw. What did we play last year? We played Dragon Quest, and we actually had our hands on with the Switch in May of last year. The Switch 2, remember that playing?
Yeah, it was the first time we got to touch it. We were playing the rhythm game with mouse controls in Bravely Default.
Yeah, so there'll be stuff. There'll definitely be stuff there.
And because we were press, we were the only ones in the room that got to touch it.
It's great.
Everyone else was content creators.
All the plebes, the content creators. But, you guys can watch over our shoulder.
Yeah.
But anyways, it'll be a good time. It's a blast. Our event, the Side Quest, will be on Friday night, shortly after our panel. Our panel is from 4:30 to 5:30, 4,300. 4,300 to 5,300, and then at 6,000 onward, 6 o'clock onward, our party begins. Remember to mention SideQuesting or the SideQuest or PAX. You could say any of those three things, and they'll check you in for a free pass. So you can actually get to PAX East free entry, and these tickets are like $250, something crazy like that. So we got 5 tickets. We got like 1,250, like 12. We got like at least $600 worth of stuff we're giving you.
Yeah, baby.
But at least $1 worth of stuff.
Yes, it's like $1,250 worth of tickets at least.
Yeah.
Plus, guess this, we have some pretty cool giveaways at PAX East this year. So during our show,
the party has free food.
And the party has a pretty good buffet, I gotta say, and the band is fantastic. So yeah, be ready. It's all gonna be a good time. But let's get into some of the fun news and craziness that's been happening. By the way, is it just me or is JJ's
my camera's going nuts? I don't know what's happening.
Camera is going nuts.
I don't know what's going on.
Before the show started, every time it did it, I thought somebody else was coming in. I was like, oh, sweet, somebody else coming tonight.
Yeah,
I'm just throwing this in here, by the way. Zero saying hello. JJ is apparently the favorite influencer, and our very own Ryan Gann says hello,
Oh,
Dolly.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mess with some USB ports over here. So if I
Yeah, do
disappear for a
that,
second,
and then of
I'm
course, Exagger Moose starting off late, maybe our show. Yeah, it will be. Anywho, we are gonna get rocking. We have a couple of news bites that I wanted to chat about. I think one of the weirder bits of news that sort of happened this week. Obviously, we talked a little about what happened with Xbox last time. Tyler, I don't think you've been on the last couple of weeks when we talked about Xbox, but
yeah, I've been keeping up with
craziness.
it, but I wasn't able to talk about it. But yeah, all the CEO switching around, so that's
That was
that's
a good con.
Microsoft.
That's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep going. Hey, they did announce their next console officially, the Project Helix. Look at it, it's an Xbox logo sideways, the current Xbox logo. And he is back. Is he back? Is JJ trying to get back? He's JJ's jiggling his cords. But new CEO Asha Sharma came out and said, "Hey, I'm meeting with the there he is."
Yeah.
She said, "I'm meeting with the Xbox team." Actually, let's read the exact words, which were, "Great start to the morning with Team Xbox, where we talked about our commitment to the return of Xbox, including Project Helix, the code name for our next generation console. Project Helix will lead in performance and play your Xbox and PC games. Looking forward to chatting about this more with partners and studios at my first GDC next week." So that's actually, they have listed it. There's an opening keynote where they're going to be discussing the next Xbox stuff. So I have a feeling it's still sort of early, very early in the Xbox developmental pipeline. Didn't they get fucked the last few? Yeah, they did. Yes, they did. But it's interesting, and let me play the video because all the video is just a little animation. It's a Helix, double Helix. Wow, so cool.
It did its job into making the discourse online be a little quieter for a few minutes about the bad stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, it definitely feels on purpose. It's just one of those where it's like, I don't know if it's a me getting older thing or if it is truly like a problem, but like every console generation, whenever they start talking about the newest one, I'm like, do we really need one yet? I mean, there's still PS4 games coming out, and like, I guess
and Xbox One.
I was gonna say an Xbox One. I'm assuming I don't even pay attention if they're coming to Xbox One or not. But
it's kind of hard to tell because Xbox One and Xbox Series X games just kind of come in the same box with the same logo, with the same everything.
Exactly. Even in trailers that like show all the logos at the bottom, it's like PS4 and PS5 like stand out next to each other. And then like Xbox is just a big jumble of like whatever. So
they still are making Xbox because some of the codes we get, like, do you want PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox Series X, S, or Xbox One?
Yeah.
I'm like, guys, you gotta stop with PS4, stop with Xbox One, especially stop with Xbox One.
At least they know with the PS4, especially on the sort of lower budget, like games, they know that's like, well, it's gonna work no matter what. Here's the PS4 version. It's the same thing across the board.
Yeah. But so the rumors of the next Xbox being a hybrid PC console thing, it's gonna be a console, Windows based. It didn't say it here, but everything we've been reading, it's the Windows based console. Look at the ROG Ally, the ROG Ally. Essentially that, and it'll be supposedly able to play console games. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a layer built on top of it. I'm not sure, but it will be PC. Steam, Epic Game Store, GOG, EA Play, whatever. Ubisoft's. You're going to be able to play all those on your Xbox because it is a Windows-based thing. Now, it's not going to be this year, right? Because it is. They still got a ways to go.
I don't think they could like afford to produce them this year. Like,
I was gonna say, like, there's some things going on that's gonna make releasing anything console-wise very hard.
We're gonna get into that story in a little bit too, because there's more to that part.
I miss, me and you, Dally, we grew up in the era of the gaming magazine and getting all of
Mhm.
the information of all the because like if there was ever like because it's not any different today than it was. It
Right.
just the flow was a little different. So we were getting drip fed the information. It's the same information. Like every time you get like a little hint of what Nintendo's working on or whatever, it'll drip fed to the
Mhm.
magazines and stuff. So that stuff's all still there, and it's still, but like there's nothing exciting about this information anymore because it's all just PC spec numbers that
Yep.
don't mean
Yeah.
anything in terms of like, because like there's nothing like unless there's something unique to the console itself. Like
Right.
people are arguing right now about like, well, it's just a computer. Is it a console? Is it really a console? It's like, well, I mean, at the end of the day, what they're gonna build is going to be a console. It's going to be a box designed specifically to have an HDMI port and some power cables that plugs
Yeah.
directly into your TV. It's
You
not,
don't have to build it
yeah,
yourself and
yeah. It's
all that stuff.
and it's it's going to be designed as a console, even if it is just a
I
computer.
remember
It's
Game Informer.
yeah. I was at Barnes and Noble this past
Mhm.
weekend, and they carry Game Informer now.
I've
It's
bought
cool.
I've bought
Good
the
for them.
issues. I've
Yeah.
bought the issues.
It's
Show
I
support.
got the most recent
Yeah.
one, the World of Warcraft issue. It's
Ooh,
really
nice.
good. It's actually
Nice.
like it feels boutique. It's kind of cool. It's more essays than it is stuff. I like it.
Cool.
But yeah, it's just boring listening to this stuff because it's like there's nothing like back with like the
Right.
Xbox 360 and stuff. That was kind of interesting because there's all kinds of weird shit going on with it.
Even, we're talking about how like the PS4 versions of stuff or
Yeah.
like Xbox One versions,
Yeah.
just like
Mhm.
lower spec versions, about what you would probably expect on like a really crappy PC. It's like,
Yeah.
remember when Sonic Unleashed was on the PS2 and it was an entirely different game?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
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 you don't
One of
get
my
that anymore.
one of my favorite sevens of all time, the Ghostbusters game. The PS2 and Wii version was like a different game with like cartoon graphics and stuff. That
Yeah,
was
you don't
goofy
get that
stuff.
anymore.
Yeah.
It's the version you would get
Yeah.
if you had a PC that was about 10 years old. So,
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah. What if your VRAM was only 4 gigs? This is what
yeah,
the version you get is.
and you
But
didn't have an SSD,
yeah,
which
but at least at least with Nintendo, whenever there's new hardware with them, it's just like who knows what they're doing. What like
Yeah.
the Switch 2, even the Switch 2, when we all knew it was just going to be a new Switch, it was still fun to try to get all the rumors as to like a mouse control. It seems
yeah.
like that
What
seems
It's
the-
weird.
weird that
Yeah,
like the Switch 2 is probably like the most underwhelming thing they could have done, and yet
yeah,
it's also probably the best
yeah,
idea for them because yeah, why wouldn't you like because the Switch is the one that needs more power. Like so
yeah.
yeah, of course, just make the Switch more powerful and do other weird stuff with it. So
It's really funny
I
because I still have no idea what the Switch is truly capable of anymore. Because every once in a while you get like a real garbage looking game, and you're like, and then they drop some like crazy port, like day and date with like like Resident Evil or something.
like
And you're
Resident Evil, yeah.
like,
But yeah, I mean, I love new consoles always. The smell of a
Yeah.
new console. For me right now, the really weird thing with Xbox is I don't know what to expect from them because
Yeah.
you want them to go, you want them to look at their heritage, their legacy from a console standpoint, and yet they really want to push this new kind of PC based world. We got a story coming up right next that we'll talk a little bit about that, but there is
I'm sick and tired of watching this logo. Can you get rid of this screen?
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this.
It's
screen.
not
There we go.
it's not the best
Bam.
logo either, which is fantastic. But yeah, it's
Yep.
it's
I
one
mean,
of those
it's a
things where
code
it's
name.
just
Don't
like,
worry,
what-
it's not going to be
Yeah.
called.
It's not even going to be the logo. Yeah.
Well, it might
it's
be the
also
logo.
really
It
sad
just may not be
because
the
like
Helix.
it's really sad because like a Windows-based console sounds like a threat more than anything. Like
I agree.
no-
I
nobody
really do
uses
think
Windows because they love it. They use Windows because
exactly.
they're used to it and they're held hostage by it by their
It
jobs
used
or whatever.
it used to be a thing where remember it was kind of a trend for a hot minute where it's like you like the PS3 got sued because they took away the ability to put
right,
Windows and Linux on the system, and like the Dreamcast.
The good old days.
The Dreamcast could run Windows CE, so it had the logo on the console. Like, you know, it used to be like, oh man, neat. Now it's like, no, please, never. Let's
come to the Mac. I mean, I'm getting that $600 new Mac, the Neo. That's pretty cool. Neo. Anyways, we'll find out more information coming up here. I don't think we're going to see anything really cook from this team.
Yeah.
For
until we have a new administration.
Yeah, I mean, guesses on when the next Xbox and PlayStation will arrive. They're both being worked on, obviously. Give me your calls. 2027.
Honestly, that was a genuine guess. Was like whenever we have a new administration,
Yeah,
and like all this other price stuff calms down.
Yeah.
I was really leaning into 2028.
Yeah.
Like next year announcement, early like GDC era, like right now ish next year announcements for these things, and then
no, I think it'll probably be around that time.
Yeah, I feel like
because a lot of games that have
but and that's assuming trade stuff kind of figures itself out by any means necessary. I guess I don't know.
Did you say something about trade? Because do you guys know that that Mario is suing Trump? Nintendo is suing the U.S. government over the tariffs. They're saying, listen, folks, we need that money back. And it's kind of funny because they're like a lot of companies are doing right now. They're looking to recoup the costs that of the money they spent and they've lost, I guess you could say, from the tariffs over the last year. And Nintendo lost a big chunk. They had to delay the Switch 2 and raise the price of it. They couldn't drop it down any lower. And Sony brought their price up. Nintendo brought the price up on the original Switch. So there's a lot of issues happening right now. People want that, the business folk want that money back. So I just found this really funny from the standpoint of, it's cool to rally around Nintendo or a gaming company wanting to do this, but every company is doing this right now. Every company is suing the U.S. government to try to get their money back. But hey, maybe if it works out, maybe we can get the prices of some of these consoles down. Because wait a minute, are you saying console prices are going to come down? Because I don't necessarily think they will, especially after if I can find this, I'm linking it up right here. Especially after Valve says that they hope to ship in 2026 for the Steam machine and Steam hardware. They have updated now and said we will be shipping all three products this year. But initially
December 31st.
Yeah, I mean, I would not be surprised if it gets pushed towards the end of the year, very likely. So remember, with the Steam machines, they announced them last year. Initially, they were going to ship them in the first quarter. Hey, guess what? First quarter ends in a couple weeks here. Then it went to the first half of the year. It was their latest. And now they've kind of taken that part out, and now they're just saying sometime in 2026. But they directly are relating that to, the cost of chips. It's not just tariffs for them. It's the chips, because everything is going to AI, and that is just chugging down global costs of chips and components. And so, it's quite a bit of a mess there. And I kind of feel kind of crappy for the folks that really wanted it. As long as the price isn't like I have a price in mind right now, and I joked about the MacBook Neo, but you can get a really good laptop. It's maybe a couple years old worth technology, with a screen, a Retina screen, a 13-inch screen for $600. And that'll play games. I'm starting to think, you know what? Your console should be around that cost. I think that maybe for a console. I mean, considering the Steam Deck, like the OLED Steam Deck is like $600, right? Somewhere around there, $599 or something. I'm like, that's probably the cost. That's my upper limit for a console-like device, personally. Once it goes beyond that, you're in PC territory, and I can't afford that. So Not that I can afford $600 anyways, but it's interesting, you know. I mean, I think JJ, I posted the first part, and then you replied back. With, no, it's supposedly still happening.
I
don't know.
And I'm like, I'm still torn on like if I should get one because like my computer is like fine. I'm not primarily PC gaming based, like, you know, aside from like the friend shop stuff that we do and like, you know, anything that I can't get on console. If it's available on console, I'm gonna get it on console most likely. But stuff that's not on console, it's kind of a pain to have to stretch an HDMI cord across my living room into my laptop and play it on the TV. And some stuff that's only on PC, like older Sonic games, I would love to play with my child. I cannot have an HDMI cord stretched across the room, and the Steam Deck dock does not protect the deck like the Switch dock does. So she's just going to be pulling that thing out. So maybe, I don't know, but like, I'm not opposed to it if the price is right. I don't know if I trust the price to be right, especially considering everything is so expensive right now. But
it's definitely something that is potentially going to really. I mean, look at the second half of the year when this probably will launch. If they're still definitely aiming for 2026, like you have supposedly you're going to have Grand Theft Auto the second half of the year. You no longer have to worry about Pokemon the second half of the year, but you may have Half-Life 3 the second half of the year. So it's gonna be a very money hungry. Like, people are gonna be recovering. I mean, there's gas prices are shooting through the roof, which reminds me, I got to go in the early morning to fill up my tank before they go even higher. And logistics have a big part of the cost. Like, gas prices go up. That means trucking goes up in price with the product. So there's like, it's a you know, domino effect of things. So that second half of the year isn't going to be any more affordable because things do take like 3 to 4 months to work their way back through the system and bring things down. So I don't know. It's a very weird time. Like, you have the Xbox stuff. And again, I think definitely Xbox is not going to be launching this year. Probably not launching next year. And I think if you got the Steam machine, now therein lies something that's kind of interesting to me is you will have at least a year lead with the Steam machine versus whatever Xbox is coming out. And technically they're essentially the same thing. Like, you can load up, people are able to load up games. Like, you can load up Steam on your Steam machine.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see what a next Xbox specs will be, because it'll be hard to know, because I think they overdid it on the Series X this go around, which ended up making everything just on their end and our end needlessly expensive, and development costs all crazy.
Back off.
And so, like, they're gonna back off. I don't see it being. I don't see them going as hard as they did. Which then, where does that put it with the Steam Deck by the time it does come out, or the Steam box? Or
whatever, I mean, Microsoft did say that this is going to be the most powerful gaming device on the market. Like, they've been saying that when they first announced the next generation Xbox like a year ago, we're making the most powerful gaming device on the planet. It's like, guys, you don't need to. Xbox 360 was less powerful than the PS3.
It's very funny to see, like, folks, the results are in. The people have spoken. It doesn't matter that much. Like, if anything, it's proven to be a detriment in a lot of.
I was gonna say, a lot of people are like, "Can we get, like, you know, smaller games?" And I'm one of those people. Like, can we have smaller games again? Like, I think there was like some talk about, like, I think Resident Evil Requiem was maybe originally, like, in pre-production supposed to be like an open world game, and like, I don't want that. No, thank you.
But Leon Kennedy portions, you can kind of tell that that's what those are. But
no, I don't know. At this point, the thing I need to know most: are we gonna have disk drives? Like, that's what I need to know at this point.
Separate, external at most.
It'll be one of those things, because that'll be their weird like workaround with, like, and it's by calling it a console. Like, you could add a disk drive to it that'll play your Xbox One Series X games or whatever. But
well, see, I'm the freak that uses their PS5 as a media center, so like that's my 4K Blu-ray player.
Yeah, me too. It's my Blu-ray player. Yep. Yep.
I will be regretfully, I will be surprised if that's even a consideration to anybody to include a 4K movie player in any future hardware.
I will tell you right now, nobody is buying Blu-ray players. Like nobody.
Yeah.
And the the PS5 disc drive accessory is not doing numbers. Like that's why
I tried to find a affordable standalone 4K player very recently.
Good luck.
I mean, they exist. I mean, like they exist. It's like, there are tons of 4K players out there, but boy, howdy, is it now? It's like getting a turntable. It's like, you can get the $30 one that's just kind of like, it's got the worst needle you can imagine, and all the guts are the same 5 Chinese manufacturers. Or for $500, you can get like
there's that
something
difference.
that's good.
That's why, like, ever since the PS2, it's like that a cheap like media player, and I mean, like, I do all the streaming services on it as well. So like, great, I'm gonna have to probably buy a separate one of those or keep the PS5.
The real question is, what kind of SD card will the Steam machine use? Micro SD Express or so that's potentially being delayed.
It's funny to think about, because that just reminded me that Microsoft does sell memory cards for the Series X. I totally forgot that they did that, and they're very specific nonsense.
Totally, it is nonsensical for sure.
Meanwhile, for the PS5, I could just slap in an SSD.
Well, one place you can no longer play PS5 games, or will not be able to, is the PC, as Sony is saying, we don't need to put our PlayStation games on PC. To be honest, apparently it's been real hit or miss. Like only 1 or 2 games have actually done enough. For the most part,
I think it's the Spider-Man games. I think those are the only games that like.
Maybe I don't even know if God of War did.
I don't think God of War, Last of Us did particularly well. I think Days Gone did really well on PC.
Maybe because it was one of the because you could get it really cheap, and it was one of the first ones.
It was like one of the first PlayStation games that they put on PC, and Days Gone is woefully underrated as a game. Like people just
and it's also like one of those things where I think they were doing stuff like they put Uncharted 4 on PC, and like, okay, well, why are you gonna play Uncharted 4 and not 1 through 3?
It was it was the 4 and its DLC and what but they didn't give you 1, 2, or 3.
Who's going to do that? And I think it was the same with God of War, because I think they put on Ragnarok, but not.
No, OG's on there.
OG is
on
there.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
The Greek ones aren't as important.
Horizon, I think Horizon 1 did okay. It topped.
Oh, that's right. It was on there.
It topped the Steam charts like early on, but it just kind of like. Sony also never puts them on sale. Like I have the God of War on my, because I'll play through God of War 2018 again if they drop the price to like $20 on Steam or whatever. Good Steam. Nah, it's never $20. They never put anything on.
I feel like Horizon is just the avatar of video games. Like it apparently sells really well, and like there are people out there that really like it, and then it's just like I never actually meet those people.
Yeah. No, it's true. Yep. I mean, I have at least one. I have 2 copies of the first game. So somehow,
I never
keep
played
wanting
2.
to finish it, and I never get around to it.
What was that, JJ?
I never played 2. I played 1, and
I never finished 1. No, I've probably like 6 hours into it. And I've got to get back in it because it really is a gorgeous game. Anyways, Sony's saying forget it. We're done. We're done with PC stuff, which really doesn't affect the majority of us. It's really just made to piss off Taylor.
Yeah. And like, there's a part of me
but
like
it's also like Taylor doesn't play any of the games that they release on there anyways.
He doesn't. He'll just play Final Fantasy.
Like, I don't know how to feel about it, because I do like the idea of like, just if you want to play a game, here it is on your console, and that's been very beneficial to me whenever Microsoft has its claws in a game I do want to play, like Indiana Jones or something like that. It's like, okay, great, it's coming to PlayStation eventually. But at the same time, it's like I get the idea of like we need to have exclusives that helps like sell the consoles and stuff like that. And
Taylor did make a great point actually, because he said, now that Xbox said, hey, we're going to go with a little bit more exclusivity, with our games, and also you'll be able to play any PC games. So on our console, at our next console. So it's like, wait a minute.
Sony's like, no, thank
It's like,
you.
no, you're not gonna. You're no longer gonna do that.
I mean, I get the only thing that hurts about this, because they actually do a good job at, I said do making their games kind of Steam Deck ready. So it's like all that stuff, like Spider-Man 1 and 2 play on the Steam Deck, and I do want to play them.
Even God of War,
yeah,
OG is,
and I do want to play
apparently.
them on a portable hardware that's not the Portal. So
wasn't Horizon didn't have like ultra widescreen mode, or one of them had like ultra widescreen?
Yeah, they actually put a lot of stuff into the PC release.
It's really good that they have a company that can port games.
Yeah, it's a good thing that one of the best to do it.
oh no.
No. But yeah, won't see Sony games on PC, and you.
I do like that. I do like that story that they posted the other day, where it was the Horizon Lego game was only on the Switch because Lego demanded it. Like you had
that was
to.
Good.
That's good. That's you.
And we're never getting another Lego anything from a Sony property again, like that, because I bet they got blindsided by that after the ink was dry on that deal, and they're like, "Oh,
and you
really?
don't say, and you don't. It's like I know you're Sony, but we're Lego, so
exactly." Well, and the same thing with MLB. Sony puts MLB The Show on Xbox and Switch.
On Switch, and it does really well on the Switch every year.
Like usually for like the majority of spring and summer, it during the baseball season, it is up in like the top 10, like relentlessly. So, another thing that's not going to be on PC much longer is this. If I can hit this button, HIGHGUARD is shutting down for good next week. Man. I don't want to say. I mean, rest in peace. But like,
a bunch of idiots in charge of Wildlight.
Really
with some shitty funding issues, with a really talented nuts and bolts players getting the hose job in the end. Like, yeah,
right. Like I don't want to be happy that a game is shutting down, and probably a lot of people are losing their jobs because that's awful. But then at the same time, it's inevitable because of the backlash from this game, and like even without the whole "oh my god, what a terrible game to end off the TGA's" like controversy, like even if they just announced it a week later and just sort of dropped a trailer, nobody wants these kinds of games anymore.
It is a very bad. I think what doomed it, and we've mentioned it before, and I've talked about it, is like, isn't that it was announced at the Game Awards. I think it was just kind of like, why'd they do that? Whatever. I mean, it wasn't like I wouldn't have chosen it if it was.
There were people that were very mad about it, but
there were people very mad. But like us level-headed folks were like, okay, whatever. It is what it is. I mean, you could have done whatever you want, Jeff Keighley. It is your show. I could care less. This isn't Jeff Keighley's fault either, by the way. No. This literally is. The backlash was icky. I think we talked about it. It's like fans were just piling onto this thing to pile on, regardless of game quality. Because I didn't love the game that, when I played it, and it was still the 3-on-3 with these giant arenas before they started adding all the extra stuff. I didn't love it. Kind of boring to me. But typically with live service games, they do adapt and adjust over time. We've seen it time and time again, right? I think the issue was they said, here's a game that you guys have never heard of. Let me rephrase that. Here's a game from well-known developers from all the games that you love.
Yeah.
Developing this game that you've never heard of, and it's coming out in 1 month. Hold on.
Here's a major issue they did too, where you present yourselves as we're the guys. We're made up of the guys that made Titanfall 2 and Apex Legends, and now you've put this game out, which isn't as good as either of those games, and now you're just making me think of two better games to play. If I want to play this game, I could just play Apex Legends. Like
Yeah.
it's like it's still there. It still exists. It's still playable, and I can
I
do
still
that.
couldn't even really tell you, and I never actually even got around to playing it because I don't play these kinds of games anyway. But like, I couldn't even tell you really what the hook is, except I think it's supposed to be like kind of more medieval or magic-y, maybe.
It's sword and
Like,
sorcery with a
Yeah.
survival element. Like
Yep.
it has like the resource management building. It started its life as a Rust style game, but because it's got people that are obsessed with the immediate success they had with Apex Legends, they wanted to recreate the situation that Apex Legends has by proceeding to do none of the stuff that made Apex Legends a success.
Right.
Like it
Yeah.
even says in the Schreier post, like they're like they were kind of obsessed with the idea of turning a survival game into a competitive game, which nobody would have wanted. And on top of Apex did a launch and release at the same time, like a date announcement and release at the same time, and this game probably would have survived if they
Mhm.
did that a
Yeah.
little longer at
Do a
least.
It would have
beta,
stopped
do some
the
plays,
Yeah.
ending
test
PGA
But like,
blow, at
but
least.
like even in that article they talk about how they want it was critical for them to keep everything a secret until it was ready to launch. And that like it's like despite everyone being like, I should probably run this through beta, nobody's gonna, and bunch of bad decisions led to not a great game that unfortunately, and it sucks that there's no better way to say this, it's a game that kind of needs to be shut down. Like
Yeah.
unfortunately people are going
Yeah.
to lose their job, but this game is going to suck down resources for a studio, and it's going to be worse for the people working at the studio if this thing kind of kept dragging along. So just pull the bandage off and hope these guys can use what they've got here as unfortunately there's too big of a pool these days of people needing jobs. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It sucks that this
sucks.
happened.
Mhm.
Yeah, again, it just goes on to leadership. It's
Yeah.
not the workers, because they were out there. Unfortunately, the development team was out there defending themselves like nonstop because of the just relentless hate they were getting, and they were just folks like literally saying, I'm doing a finance job, and I'm also designing all the trees, and I'm also doing the UI. Like there's folks that were doing 18 different things because it was badly managed from the very beginning, and then the finances came in, a bunch of other stuff, and I think Tencent was financing this one at some point.
Yes.
Tencent was like, you know what, this isn't going anywhere. We're pulling it, and I think that was sort of the final nail in the coffin. Not to mention the website going down for like 5 days.
That was hilarious. Whenever I was like, "Oh, the website's down. This game is definitely dead."
Yeah,
And they kept being like, "The game's not dead. Promise." It was
we
just a
promise
completely
it's not
unrelated
dead.
issue.
It's dead.
Yeah.
And there's literally like a skeleton crew of like 20 people I think left working on this game at best before they go off in the sunset. But yeah, this is where leadership comes in. Again, could have survived if they did it right, but they did. They are just egotistical leadership.
Yeah.
But let's move on to games that we are playing, and I want to get into a couple of the review things first, and then we'll kind of close it up with the lovely shirt that he's wearing, and then something that
special.
and some other stuff too. But I did want to start real quick by saying I'm a glasses influencer, as you might know, and back in May I reviewed a pair of glasses from Gunnar, and I forgot to post the video afterwards. Now I had about a week or so with that pair of glasses. Get the notice from the Gunnar PR was like, "Hey, did you guys ever post a review?" I'm like, "Oh crap, I did not post this video separately." Anyways, so I said I'm going to re-review these glasses now that I've had more time with them, and I'm going to put myself. Ooh, not you.
Hi,
But
there we go.
I just wear glasses all the time.
Yeah.
So Gunnar sent over these glasses along with a bunch of other ones in the past. These are the most expensive glasses they have sent over to us. These are very expensive, but there's a reason why. I'll get to it in a second here. This is the case for the Tioga glasses. So they're called Tioga. And the reason they're called Tioga, it's a very kind of premium sounding name. It's a very premium pair of glasses. Beautiful case, actually. Look at that. Woo. So the one thing I noticed right away, look at that. It's got a nice felt liner in there. I'm going to go this close here. Comes with all the accoutrements as one. They got the case and the wiping rag thingy, the cleaner, all that kind of stuff. But I want to get into this pair of glasses because they are the build quality on these things. And I've spoke about it in the past. Gunnar has great build quality and great material usage. And this by far has my favorite material usage in all of the stuff that Gunnar has done, because they do have the the kind of hybrid material. I forget what it's actually called, but they have this really nice light material. They use these beautiful hinges that they have in there. And the great thing about the hinges, watch, they don't just like hinge at one point. They actually hinge away. And when you look at make one a little bit of detail there. Let's see if come along, get closer there. Anyways, it's got some really nice detail. There you go. Some really nice hinge detail work that makes them very, very comfy. Look at that wood. Like, I think it's rosewood. This is the rosewood set of Tioga glasses. Absolutely gorgeous. Like, when I wear these suckers, I'm instantly feeling bougie. These are the most bougie glasses that Gunnar has put together. The material choices alone with this, what do they call this? This sort of style plastic material. You guys are better at glasses than I am. I'll think of it in a second here. But the wood and the metal that they're including in these details are just absolutely fantastic. So I've been wearing them at the office. I've been wearing them at home. I've been wearing them at the office, and I definitely have been getting like people thinking like, hey, what kind of are those Gucci's? No, brother, they are Gunnars. They also begin with a G and have a double letter in there.
Wait, does Gucci make glasses?
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Two
I
vowels.
didn't know that.
Something tooth. I think what sharks, not sharks. The just real stunning. The etching that they have, like the laser etch on the side there that says Gunnar on the wood. It's just such a premium level of glasses. And the other nice thing that I like about this is that they don't snap. Like, they're just a really nice sort of dampened spring. It's a gorgeous spring system. You can see it kind of do the little. Here, I'll do this. Ready? This is pretty fun because this is almost like a fidget toy at work where I'll bring it up a little bit and then it sort of does a little bit of a final over center snap here. Oh, it got excited. But just it's so cool. Tortoise shell. Thank you, tortoise shell. Just a fantastic. And these are horn rim. Just a fantastic build quality in the glasses. The lenses as well. These lenses aren't the typical amber, yellow, liquefying, blue light killing lenses. These are a little bit. I don't know if they're a little bit clear or what, but they have a coating on here that's highly reflective. You can see that in my glasses there. Hello. These aren't prescription. They're just regular glasses. But they're. I've wanted to wear a pair like this for a long time, which is, kind of the horn rim, darker, a little bit wider. Robert Dolly Jr. Thank you. I got to grow the little thingy down there.
There you go.
The soul patch. But they are. Let me take this off here real quick. They are very nice from the fit. Like, they're so comfortable. They don't fit well on my head, I gotta say. Sorry for the. Can I turn this away? No, it's not gonna do nothing. They're not good for my head shape. Regardless of all that, I really like them. Regardless of all that, the issue that I have the most is because of this tinting in this specific pair. If I look up or down, I'm definitely seeing it go from like yellow to blue to the point where it is color shifting. Like I'm staring at my screen here, and the screen within a screen. You can see it in the reflection, right? There's like a secondary little screen in there.
Mhm.
That screen has a yellow haze around it because these glasses are actually pulling light. They're almost like they're active. They're not just tinted. They're like this active light diffusing for blue light, which is great from a comfort standpoint. But when I'm doing typical computer work, or if I'm just sitting on the couch watching TV or playing games, totally fine. But when I'm doing anything that has like importance for color, like I'm in the design world, right? So I'm doing a lot of art stuff. I can't wear these because of that little haze, that color shift. Again, if you're not a designer that's really focused on matching colors perfectly, these are probably going to be great top to bottom. But for someone like me, they're a little bit, difficult from that standpoint. But regardless, man, these are hot. These are like, they are comfy. I mean, look, like I feel bougie, man. I'm gonna strut down I really wish this wasn't reflecting. I'm gonna strut down a catwalk with this, and a sidewalk as well.
Yeah.
But they're just a really nice set of glasses. So these are the Tiogas. Look at it. You could see the inside of the tortoise shell. You could see the metallic frame in there. Just so well done. Wear them at work. People definitely think I am spending big money on this, and I'm sure with the prescription lenses you can get on these, they are probably going to be more expensive and match what you can typically get from a glass dealership or a glass place. But they're cool. They're the Tioga glasses. If it wasn't for that little yellow shift, I think I would be completely sold. Typically the yellow is okay, but these are specialized. They're, like I said, they're almost active. They are the nicest lenses that I've come across. And I'm going to try down the line one of these days. I'm going to ask them to see if I can get a pair in prescription to see how that works out. But these are really cool. I don't wear contacts. I wear regular glasses. I have them over there. I have not worn, this is a funny thing. I rarely wear my regular glasses now. Rarely. Because I'm almost always wearing Gunnar glasses, and they help so much for me because they're perfect because all I do all day is like stare in front of a big old computer screen. My drawing tablet's right here. That thing's always on. It's all in my face. So I have become a Gunnar-holic. So yeah. Hey, Tioga, go ahead.
I really like those frames, like just in like the look of them. I think I would just want like non-tinted ones because
they do have they have clear. They have completely clear. And they have a secondary color, I think it's like a smoky gray frame. I like the brown. The brown is nice because it does kind of, I have brown. There's zero grays. It's just brown hair. But they have a secondary color too. So they're cool. It's super nice set of glasses. Tioga
nice.
from Gunnar.
Okay, are we out of your review segment now?
No, I got 2 games to review.
No, I mean,
yeah.
Okay, I have a pair of Zenny screen glasses. I didn't want to talk about another brand.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
And it's kind of the same thing.
Is it
yellow tinted? They're really good. They're plastic. I got when you go to PAX, they
they have a booth there.
They have a booth there, and they got a code that you can use to get discounts on Zenny, and they're really good because my first half of my shift is me on a computer typing things. So the yellow tint, but the yellow tint doesn't create that blurriness
this has that regular yellow tint does.
But they also have just their prescription obviously too, but they also
that's right,
theirs actually have a little bit of magnification.
Ooh,
just a little bit.
Nice.
So when you're sitting at your screen, it's just a little magnification, and it really goes a long way with the easing the eye stress while typing on a spreadsheet for 2 hours in the morning or whatever. So I highly recommend the Zenny ones, man.
I've just never been into like tinting in general. Like I don't even wear sunglasses. That's how weird I am. I just deal with
it. I have to.
I got
You-
I've
apparently
got
you've had
lots of
You've
glasses. I
had a
just got
tomato.
See,
Oh,
I had glasses from a
wonderful.
young age, and my parents never thought to try prescription sunglasses, and like clip-on sunglasses always kind of sucked. So I just
Mhm.
learned to deal with it.
well, that's what the beauty of the modern age is these days. Is that like these glasses I wear all the time? It's probably one of my favorite pair of glasses I've ever got,
Mm.
and they're like $40,
Yeah.
prescription and all through Zenny. So it's just like hell yeah, brother.
That's cool. I have a couple games I want to talk about. I have one game that is an old game and one game that is from the last year, actually. So, I have been knee deep in the world of Fallout. Excited about Fallout. Very cool. I've been loving the show. Obviously, we're all waiting for a new Fallout game or a remake, but I was fortunate enough to get a code for Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition on the Switch. Now, the game has already released for Xbox and PlayStation. I think the update went out for PC, but they now have came out for the Switch a couple weeks ago, I think, or last week or something. And it's the first time a major Fallout game has been on the Switch. I actually think Fallout, was it Vault or whatever? What's the underground
Oh,
game?
the Fallout Shelter.
Shelter. I think that's still
Shelter,
on the
yeah.
Switch,
It's
isn't it?
on the Switch, yeah.
That was on like
haven't
it
played
was
it.
like mobile, basically. It was, like,
Mobile, and
the
then so it was on
platform, yeah.
everything. Yep. But they've now released the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition on the Switch.
Bye. All right. Well, it's just
Well,
you
that
and
was
I,
a bit-
Tyler. Beautiful time.
Well, let's just talk about Resident Evil then,
Yeah,
because
buddy.
On, bud.
there he is.
Start all over again. So, they have released Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition on the Switch. Switch 2, I should say. I got a code for it. This isn't the Fallout 4 I remember, because the first time I played Fallout 4 wasn't it released. How long ago was it? Was it like 2015 or 2014? Somewhere around there, way back when. It had its own performance visual issues back then, right? Some of the glitches and stuff. I think I only put in like Fallout 4 hours into that game initially, because initial roughness aside, like stuff just didn't gel together. And maybe it's the Fallout on Prime that has gotten to me, as well. But I've already played more on the Switch 2 of Fallout 4 than I ever did when it first released. So like everybody, like the big story right now is just performance. It seems like everybody's been talking about the performance, and not necessarily Bethesda, but like a lot of the editorials and stuff that have been out there. They want to talk about that. Like, yeah, let's talk about that focus. And I'm like, okay, hold on. This isn't the first time Fallout 4 has been on a handheld. I think it's already on Steam Deck where you can play it. But this is the first time it's been optimized for handheld. Like really from the get-go, like startup, shutdown, this is how you play. It's actually designed for that kind of platform rather than just being on it. So I am absolutely surprised at how good this runs on Switch 2. I'm not going to like spend a bajillion hours talking about the performance. I'm only briefly going to touch on it because for a lot of folks who are watching Fallout for the first time on TV or, a couple seasons, they may never have played any Fallout games, or if they did, maybe they played Fallout 3 and didn't get back to any of the games after that. So I'll touch a little bit on performance. I mean, this is sort of an impossible port, I guess, so to speak. It's the first impossible port, I think, on the Switch 2, even though I know Final Fantasy came out, a couple other things came out. This, to me, is it's sort of an impossible port because it gives so many options, like so many solid options for performance, that each of those options works and functions for different situations. They function well for different situations. Like when I'm docked, I'm playing at 40 FPS. I think that tends to run really well. But when I'm in handheld, brother, I'm in full on 60. I've jacked this sucker up to the, quality wise, and it's smoking. It is beautiful. Genuine moments that I had to like bring the Switch closer I'm reading notes. So bringing the Switch closer to my face because I couldn't believe that this was on a Nintendo console, this level of fidelity. It's like, you're like, wow, this is really like the opening sequence where you're kind of mapping out your appearance and all that, which is every Fallout game kind of starts that way. I'm legitimately holding this sucker up going, wow, this looks great. Like, not just on a Nintendo console, but this looks great. I'd forgotten how good it looked back then. So yeah, it looked great. And this is all before like Bethesda releases it in, the DLSS mode, which is supposed to come out later too. So yeah, it's just really cool to see how good this looks on a Nintendo console finally. But again, people aren't buying and playing this game just to see how it runs. No one's going to spend what is it, like $50? I don't know how much.
I think it's 60.
$60
Oh,
just to say, hey, it runs good. Cool. I already own it. I just want to spend extra money to see how it runs on Switch. No, they're buying it because they want to really get into Fallout or get back into Fallout on a Nintendo platform. They want to experience Fallout. So Fallout 4 I really feel like it's underappreciated. Now going back to it, it went through a lot since it first released. Like, there's been tons of mods. This anniversary edition has all the graphical upgrades from throughout the last 10 years or whatever it's been. Tons of features, all the stuff they've done to flush the game out, all the extra quests that have been added into there. All that stuff is built in. Like, there is so much to do in a Fallout game in general. This one can take, like, if you run through it, it's like 30 hours. I haven't completed the game. If you want to know the story of Fallout, how it ends, you can look at old reviews of Fallout 4. I'm just going to talk about what I like and didn't like, and I'm going to be playing this game for a couple 100 hours for sure. But yeah, there's just so much to do. You can kill mutants, you can pet dogs, you can talk to Codsworth, the floating robot. Like, beautiful vistas. Like, I forgot how cool like the post-apocalypse can look. But yeah, I guess the game's plot isn't especially deep. You're looking for your kid who's been kidnapped. And that's kind of it. But I think I'm so Fallout on Prime pilled right now that I'm taking in any content Fallout wise. And this is like going back to the Wasteland on that handheld. Like, it's cool. It's good. It feels so good. So like, it took a little while, but I'm glad Fallout 4 is finally getting its flowers. It may not be getting its flowers from those hardcore gamers who have played it in the past, but it's definitely getting its flowers from the people who are just diving into Fallout for the first time. And those flowers look and smell pretty good on the Switch 2. So now that it's finally here, we should probably get cranking on those Fallout 3 era games next. But yeah, Fallout 4 it functions great, man. It's like, I'm playing this. It feels like I'm playing it for the first time, and it's good. Loving it. Loving it.
I definitely am curious about the Switch 2 version. Like
Yeah.
Tessa had said in the chat, she got real bad like headaches and motion sickness from the PS4 version. I'm like, I wonder if maybe she would have that problem.
So much
with
smoother.
the Switch 2. Okay.
It's the smoothness, the being able to go up to, from 30 to 60 frames per second, depending on what mode you're playing in. I think all those options are great, which we didn't have that on the original release. And I think that's why I bumped off of it. I jumped off it. But now having those and being solid and dedicated, there are some fluctuations here and there. Forget about the performance stuff. It's like, it's a solid I have not run into any like game breaking issues, and I've got a bunch of hours into this sucker. Like I said, I've already played it more than I've ever played it originally on the PS4, and that makes me pretty proud. So yeah, I'm digging it.
Yeah, I might grab it for a sale or something and just experiment and see, because it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know what was setting her off because it was so long ago now, and first person stuff can make her kind of weird sometimes, but you can pull about to third person. So
I've done that. I've
maybe it was a frame rate thing.
Could have been. And remember, PS4, if you guys had unless you had a PS4 Pro, and even the PS4 Pro didn't really do much for original Fallout, but the original PS4 just was great for what it did. The
Yeah, PC
Building
you
stuff.
had to like they have the built-in mod center.
Yep.
There you kind of have
Some
to
of that
load.
stuff is in this.
Yeah,
which
you
is
have
cool.
to load up some of those mods to really make the experience enjoyable in any significant way. I don't like Fallout 4. I'm
Yep.
going to be honest. I've
That's
never
fine.
liked Fallout 4. I don't know. So I was fine with 3. I love New Vegas because
And that could be maybe we'll just wait
yeah,
for whatever like
yeah.
3 thing they do,
Yeah.
whether
Yeah.
it's a remaster of the original or
Fallout
New
4
Vegas.
tries to its goal is to be a really big experience, really big East Coast or whatever, really big experience, right? That was the whole point, was let's make this bigger and better than Fallout 3. And
I just
yeah.
by the time I get to like the midpoint of, I do just want casino cards. That's true.
There you go.
It's the best part of Pokemon is gambling for Porygon.
Yep.
That's why she was using my game to Nugget Bridge, just because she
Yeah.
wanted Porygon.
But yeah, I mean, I do like the vibe of New Vegas. I like New Vegas so much because it's like the Majora's Mask of Fallout. Everything's really fucking weird in that game, and everything's half a joke in that game, and they're having a lot of fun. Obsidian is just having a good time with Fallout and the original games. The original games are so crazy, like they're different. They're different. They're Diablo likes, kind of thing. They're isometric RPGs with dialogue trees and stuff. But I think that's the one thing that always drove me crazy about Fallout is the dialogue, especially 4. Those dialogue trees are miserable, and they just outright lied. Like people had to people had to like create mods just to make it so you actually knew what your decision was being. 4 was a mess, but
worst case scenario,
the TV show is the best Fallout.
I was gonna say worst case scenario, we'll watch the show because it's got Michael Emerson in it, and she's loved Michael Emerson ever since I showed her Lost. So, in an unhealthy way, but
I've been playing an indie game.
I played an indie game.
An indie game, Us, and I teased a little bit in the pre-show. My mind is blown by this game. This game released last year on PC and maybe Xbox as well. It really went under the radar, and now it's on Switch too. And I really think more people need to play it, because had I played this game last year, my Game of the Year list would be very different. Had Zach played this game last year, his Game of the Year list would be very different. JJ, if you played this last year, your Game of the Year list would be very different. This game is called Back to the Dawn.
Oh, okay. So it would have been different for me. I see how it is.
Yeah, I don't know how deep you are into these types of esoteric RPGs yet. I'll get to know you. But what if Zootopia was dark, like really, really fucking dark? Back to the Dawn is a prison escape RPG. It has like Disco Inferno has all kinds of vibes from like some of the great Prison Break, like the prison like movies and stuff. There's Shawshank Redemption vibes in this as well. It's wild. But like it's anthropomorphized, I guess that's the word. It's got a weird kind of wild social class system with the animals, but essentially it's a deep RPG, heavy narrative. We play one of 2 characters that early on initially that we can choose, who are sort of like my guy has been wrongly sent, and this is the little fox dude, and I'm essentially interviewing the mayor and Thomas the Fox, and I'm thrown into prison. And our goal is to make our way out. Right, you can kind of choose which character, which direction you want to go in. But that plot is completely malleable, because it's astounding how much stuff can change and adapt based on our choices in the game. So, we can try to escape. There's like a legal way to escape. Talk to our lawyer. There's like a whole big law aspect to this too, and try to just be good prisoners and make our way out. Do things the right way. But that's stupidly difficult. Like trying to be legal and make our way out of being wrongfully in prison is bad. So we can try to actually escape. And there are some cool ways that you can do that. You can dig tunnels and do other things. Or we can even we can align ourselves with one of the gangs and kind of work our way up. Like the game really leans into that unpredictability. It's only like a 12 and a half, 13, 14 hour game, somewhere around there. If you want to kind of blaze through it, but because it's so varied in outcome and endings, like it really feels sort of endlessly replayable because there are like I said, there's two characters. There's when you select your character, sort of your main plot line, you can select your job. There's like 2 or 3 jobs you can select, and then beyond that, you can sort of select a subclass. So there's really these huge flowchart levels of ability of how you can at least start the game, with depth wise. So, but yeah, the plot's really only one aspect of the experience. The cast is ridiculously incredible. It's got like I said, deep social themes. Every character we meet has a backstory. Some are like these real evil people. Some we assume are good people that may also have really dark sides. Some are like characters that are abused. Some are wrongfully imprisoned. Some are justifiably imprisoned. We can befriend people. There are like drug addict animals in this. And it's just wild. Like we have to build and cultivate these relationships with different people who can open up different pathways for us to make our way out, right? To survive. And we may need their help later. So you kind of want to be good to everyone, but then also you want to assert yourself as you build your way up based on who you're aligning. So it's really cool. Gameplay itself is like built onto dice rolls, right? Whether you're physically fighting someone, or you're trying to coerce people, or you're picking locks or whatever, talking to folks, like it's all dice rolls. You set some of that up early on, depending on how your experience builds. You can change that. But to give you kind of an example, like I said, you can do all these selections when you start, and then you kind of get to sort of modifier. One of the modifiers I picked was like charm, and I'm able to charm people and get them to befriend me a little bit easier. And there's this little koala that I remember. I think his name is Kevin. You meet him very early on, Kevin the koala, and he's this dude that's like big into gambling, and gambling and debt, more debt than gambling. Like he wants to get like candy bars or something. I forget what it was. And in order to do that, like the guy he's getting the candy bar from tricks him into getting a magazine because you get a better deal. And so now he owes double, and now he has to like pay for both these things. And he's been accruing debt, but he's this sad little koala. And it's just so wild. Like you're like, there's these little animals that are getting just obliterated and beat up and punched around in this game. And you definitely feel for these folks. There's like this just deep character stuff. Anyways, the prison's like a great backdrop for everything. We need money because everything in prison is done with money. You got to buy food, you got to buy items, you can bribe people with money, you can bribe like the officers and the prison jockeys that are in there. The main way to get money and to get cash is to get jobs. And you want to take on jobs because like even laundry or sorting or cleanup or whatever, you'll find ways to maybe escape. So you can kind of keep that in mind. It's like, oh, hey, if I'm up on the roof cleaning the vents on something, maybe this is a way to escape later on. So this is one of those weird instances where you want to do all these, what typically would be these menial tasks in other games, but you want to do them here so you can continually advance. You can see it in the trailer. Like there's little things that are happening. These little tasks that push you forward a little bit each time to dig that hole or to find a way to climb out or whatever. But yeah, it's just great from that standpoint. We want to escape. Like the whole rub is that you have 21 days to get out, right? To kind of make our move and decide what we want to do. Because that's where, either you're going to be in here forever or you're going to escape or you do it legally. It's really cool because the tension, it starts off kind of slow. The narrative builds slowly, but then the tension starts to ratchet up the closer you get to that 21-day marker. Things start to speed up. Our decisions get more chaotic because now there was one point I got really desperate in my first playthrough. I've only gone through one full playthrough, I should say, and I'm just kind of starting the second one with some of the different things. and things got really bad towards the end. I was just making decisions on the fly on who to support, and I decided I wanted to dig my way out, right? And I'm like trying to bribe this one guy, and boy, I fucked up, and I had to fight somebody in the end because I really screwed up on what I was trying to do. And it's because I was shooting from the hip at that point. It's like the timer was down. You see the clock kind of scrolling in the video. You are in prison, so everything is by the minute, right? You have dinner, there's head count, there's dinner, there's breakfast, there's shower, there's lights out times, and there are these different points where you can do certain things throughout the day. At lights out, you may want to actually get some sleep because you've been tired from working all day, or you may want to use that time to dig, or you may want to use that time to pick a lock or to bribe someone, and then that means you might be tired in the morning. So it's cool. It's rare to make good parallels like between cinema and gaming. Like we always talk about, this is movie like, but man, this game really is. Back to the Dawn really does that. It's the kind of game that I'm going to remember like years later, pick it up again, experience it in a whole different way. It's going to seem fresh every time. It's just phenomenal. Like I am so completely surprised by this game. It's got heart. It's got fantastic characters. It's got a plot that's constantly pushing us forward, and I can't recommend it enough. It is just one of these games that just came out of left field for me when I got the code. I'm like, sure, fine, I'll just try it, whatever. And I got done with it, and I immediately started playing a second play session. Which is why I haven't been able to play some of the other big games that have come out over the last 2 weeks. It's just, I'm like, holy crap, this is cinema. Like this is incredible. So yeah, I can wholeheartedly recommend Back to the Dawn. Yeah. That's my
wife
stuff.
popping off in the chat, and I
yeah.
I added it to the wish list on the Nintendo store because why not?
Go.
I did check the Wikipedia. Looks like it is going to come to PS5 sometime this year. It says 2026. So
it looks great. Like the aesthetic choice, it's HD 2D, which is wild because like they made a conscious effort to go that route. They could have done anything. They could have done hand drawn. There are some hand drawn stuff in here, but by going like HD 2D, you're able to put the focus on certain visual aspects. Like, everyone talks about bloom and lighting and all that kind of stuff, but by how they focus on specific characters on the scenes, like sometimes you're not paying attention to the things that are happening in the background, but sometimes if they detail something right, like you're catching stuff out of the corner of your eye in pixels, and you're like, oh shit, that's a blank that I'm going to possibly need because I'm thinking of doing this other thing later to this person. So I might need to pick that up, or I might need to keep an eye on where that. It's just so fantastic. This game is like, wow, I can't believe this. I can't believe what I'm playing. It's just wild. It's a Zach game for sure. Esoteric now. Those are my reviews. JJ, you have a review game.
I do have a review game.
Yeah, what have you been playing?
It is an old game that I have never played before. But it's based on an anime that I have absolutely seen before.
Okay.
An all-time banger of an anime, City Hunter. This is the City Hunter remastered edition from Sunsoft. Yeah, I'm playing this on the PS5. Usually when you get these kinds of re-releases of games, they're like old NES games that they've kind of fluffed up a little bit with modern day. So this is a TurboGrafx 16 game, or as it would have been called in its home region, a PC Engine game.
Engine.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. You don't see that genre or that hardware unless it's in like a different compilation somewhere, So it's nice to see a TG16 game make its way and get its flowers in the modern day. Never, I don't. This wasn't obvious. This wasn't obviously released in America for various reasons. The TurboGrafx wasn't exactly a huge banger of a console here, and the anime was still kind of in its infancy on these shores, you know. Um, but it's a cool. The anime is cool. It's just like it's like a vaguely cyberpunk ish, not really, but kind of like the private investigator cop procedural. Every week is just like this person has been murdered.
I was
And
gonna
your
say, no matter what you say about
Yeah.
the game, I might
Yeah.
end up watching the anime at least.
Anime's
Right.
sick. Anime's sick, man, or the manga, whatever. You can't go wrong either way. It's like, yeah, it's a procedural, and it's got all your standard tropes. You know, he's a little bit of a pervert, so he constantly has to get put in his place by his partner, his tomboyish partner, who is the sister of one of the first cases you see him taken care of in the anime. This game, however, first of all, I like the game, but I have no idea what is particularly City Hunter about this thing, because it is very clearly a game that started off as not City Hunter. It's just like you'll see, like it's like a lot of stuff that's going on in here. It's like you have a battle with like the end, the boss fight at the first stage. You fight a giant like mech robot thing. It's like that's not City Hunter. There's like weird enemies and stuff. Like this clearly came from a different game. But they put in just enough City Hunter stuff. There's like you go into a room and
Get wild.
kind of, because there's a woman changing into a bunny girl outfit, and you're just
There we
kind of
go.
creeping on her, and she's yelling at you, and it refills your health. You know, you go into a room with a you know, a nurse, and yeah, she heals you. The gameplay is interesting. It's very oh, what could I liken it to? What if Russian attack and like, I don't know, elevator action, I think, kind of had a kid. It's got very much that kind of thing. You are running your ass off through these stages. That's the first stage is the best setup for it, because it's straightforward, and it gives you all of the sort of uh, uh, tips, hints of what to expect throughout the thing, because there's like 3 episodes that you play through. And so you're there, and you got a gun with unlimited ammo, all right, and you're running through the hallways.
America,
and
baby.
Yeah, and there's doors everywhere, and
America, baby.
yeah,
America, baby.
I mean, yeah, and so you're just trying to find, like, you're killing enemies. You're trying to find like your first like clue, and so you're going up to all these doors, and you're trying to figure out which doors you can get into, and some of them you can't get into, some of them you can, and there's nothing in there. Inevitably, you will find a door that has something in there. It's like the first level, you talk to somebody, and then they give you a hint about something, and then you can use that hint it will let you progress on. It's very procedural, though. It's like you can't do this without doing this. Like you can't just accidentally stumble upon the thing. It's very sequential. You have to sort of go to it, but you're remembering all these doors and rooms and stuff. So it's like, oh, you're talking to this, she says this, so now you got to find this guy, now you got to find this key. It's like, well, where would this be? It's like, oh, you got to go disable the security cameras. It's like, well, like, it's like, oh, that's in the basement. There was a guy down there that wasn't letting me go past him, so now that I have an ID that lets me that says I'm an administrator or whatever, it lets me get past this guy because he thinks I work there now and stuff. So it's a very sequential. You're just constantly going through doors and figuring out which door you need to go through next. It's very Metroidvania in that sense, where there's a lot of backtracking, but the levels aren't huge. It's just one single, like the first one's like a warehouse. So you're just kind of exploring the entirety of this building until you know, exhausted everything, and then it leads you to your boss fight. You have the boss fight, and then it goes on to the next episode. You kind of lather, rinse, repeat, and it's very straightforward. It's not hard. It seems like this would be a harder game than it is, but it's not. You have infinite bullets, and it's easy to, once you find out where the nurse is on the level, you can just kind of go to her and get your. You see how much life you have. That power bar at the bottom's your.
And this is apparently for the new high difficulty mode.
Yeah. The high difficulty mode is obviously harder. You take more damage, and there's some things I don't typically play on the highest difficulty anything. I'm not that kind of gamer. Not anymore. Those days are gone.
Those days are gone.
Yeah, but it's a fun game that I never played before. It's actually really neat. It's a real peek into the past that I had never experienced, because I never even thought to play a City Hunter TurboGrafx 16 game. So it's like, I would never have gone back to this. There's other TurboGrafx games. Like, it's like, this isn't Bonk. Why would I?
This isn't Bonk. It's better.
Yeah, no, this is neat.
Cool.
It's fun if it's good for City Hunter aficionados, which are all 45-year-old men at this point. So
Hey man, I just added it to my Crunchyroll watch list. So
there you
count
go,
this
buddy.
one 34-year-old about to be among them.
Yeah, hell yeah, get
the base
into City
SideQuesting.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I love City Hunter, so this is fun to dive into. It's like I said, it's not particularly City Hunter, but they did just enough to be like, yeah, City Hunter. Because like, what was the Cobra game that I played earlier?
Yeah, Space Cobra, whatever.
Yeah. That was it's doing similar things, except it's a new game, but it's adapting the show itself, and this is doing the opposite of that. It's like, no, we're just kind of playing it loosey goosey with City Hunter. It's a very of its time, because you can think of at least 2 or 3 old IP games that you played on the NES or something that is like, yeah, it's the Beetlejuice game, and it's like, nothing in this is nothing in this.
It's just another weird platformer.
Yeah, it's just another weird platformer that you kind of were able to figure out a way to sneak an IP into and made it work, So yeah, I
Cool.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It's perfect. It's worth checking out if you haven't ever seen. If you've never seen it before, especially, like, it's a neat relic. So yeah,
Excellent.
That's the only review thing that I feel comfortable talking about this week.
Okay.
I think I gotta get some hours into something else. So I could talk about something else, but that's not Resident Evil. If that's what.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about the thing that's not Resident Evil that you've been playing. The opposite of Resident Evil, I might say.
Well, actually, it's funny because I know that, because yes, I have been playing. I never watched any of the Nintendo Directs that talked about this, about Pokopia. What is it?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
one of those. I'm not really talking about that one right now, because I'm still figuring it out. I'm talking about WWE. Screw that.
Okay, well, I would say I got Pokopia in the case here.
Listen, it's been. It's been just kind of it's been.
There you go.
It may have been.
We're gonna start it after the podcast.
I will say this. Yeah, there you go. The amount of sales watching, first of all, Resident Evil, which we'll get to in a second here.
Yeah,
5 million sales, like the possibly the biggest launch in Resident Evil history.
I don't think it's possibly. I think it is.
I think 2.
It might be 5 for sales in general at this point, which is probably a good thing, because 5. I'm surprised it sold that much. But
and then at the same time, you look at Pokopia, they cannot keep that game on the shelf.
So good.
Like,
it's so good.
It's nuts. Like, that could be close to 5 million worldwide, which is
also wild, just because it's like it's a game key card, so like you're not really getting any benefit of the physical version other than just having a box. It's actually my first game key card game, because I don't even think I realized it was a key card till I got it. But
oh, poor guy. No, it's
well, at least listen. I know we talk shit about the key cards, but at least there's still resale value on that.
Yeah,
it's not like that's sort of the pun intended key benefit of getting the physical key card, because you can just sell it and it still works, at the end of the day. So
It's really no different than having to install a PS5 game from the disc. I mean, with that same
Yeah.
kind of wait time of like, well, we put it in, now we got to wait for it to go.
But anyways, I did get WWE 2K26 for the Switch too.
Are you a wrestling game? What?
I know. I get the most expensive
It
version ever.
just came out, right?
Yeah, no, it came out today. If
Okay.
you bought one of the more expensive versions, I think.
Oh, that's right. Did you buy the $150 version?
Of course, I bought the $150
Ugh.
version, man. And it's not
we
for
know
the
you. We know
it's not
you.
for the early access. It's just that like the DLC is nonstop flowing and
everything's included.
everything's
You'll never have to pay
included,
for
and I want
anything.
no, that's yeah, you'll never have to pay for anything, but boy howdy have they. It was already getting pretty bad because WWE introduced their version of like Madden Ultimate, you know, the card stuff. They've had that in their game for a while, and they lock stuff behind collecting cards in that. So there are certain characters and costumes and like alternate versions of characters that are locked behind this, you know, pay to win card game system that's in there. It's like, you know, just like with Madden and stuff. Oh, you can earn the stuff, but that grind is a pain in the ass, and it's just easier to pay money. And I ain't paying money. I'm not paying the money. It's not worth it to play as AJ Styles action figure, you know, or whatever. But you know, at least when you got the Mega Deluxe Super awesome edition of whatever it is, you get the DLC packs, and there's usually about 4 packs a year. This year they've pivoted away from traditional DLC packs, and now they're doing battle passes. And it's a fucking nightmare, man. It's because like you don't get, other than just getting the premium battle pass out the gate, you don't like get like any sort of boosts or anything. You still have to grind and there's gonna be, I think, 6 battle passes, and each one has 40 levels to grind for. It's like Fortnite. They don't expire like a lot of them do, which is at least a benefit. So you can grind for the entire year you're gonna play this game until the next one comes out. But that's where all the DLC characters are kind of hidden behind. So you have to like grind. Like season 1 is a AAA, so it's the Mexican, you know, El Viquino and all that stuff. Mr. Iguana is hidden deep in there. And like, yeah, grind, play through all the modes that you don't want to play. You're gonna have to play if you want that sweet XP, so you can unlock the character that you paid for already. Technically, and or if you can skip levels, but it's like $2 a level skip, and you know, if you do the math, 40 levels, so 39 skips 6 times over. Like, nah, man, no, you go eat shit. It's rough. The game's great. The gameplay's fine. It's really good. I've got it on the Switch too.
And it functions on the Switch too.
Yeah, because 2K25 was really a really good port. Like, coming off of the one time they did WWE on the Switch. Before this was WWE. The main game, because they did one other they did WWE Battlegrounds, which was a cartoony wrestling game, but they did WWE 2K18, and it was absolutely the worst port.
It was bad.
The franchise, the system ever got. Period, hands down. It was terrible. Didn't function at all. And 2K25, runs perfectly on par. It actually was a better version than the PC version, because the PC version was a previous, like, the PS4 version, so it cut out some of the new features. And the Switch 2 version was just fully featured, and it runs like, it never dips in frames or anything. It's actually really, I mean, you obviously, it doesn't look like this, but it looks good. It looks good still. Like, you put it onto the dock and it's still running 4K with HDR and all that stuff. So it's a fun game, but God, Joe Hendry, yeah, but God, that the battle pass thing is just a nightmare. It's got a I was watching, there's a popular streamers, New Legacy Inc. You might have heard of them. They're all over the place if you're in wrestling, and they used to own a company called Deadlock, wrestling company called Deadlock. They stream wrestling games. It's kind of exclusive. Their thing is streaming wrestling games, and they got to stream it early yesterday, and they kind of hit a roadblock because like they're trying to have fun and do stuff, but some of the characters that they paid for, they simply just can't use right now because they have to grind through the battle pass to get these characters. And so everyone's trying to, everyone's just kind of optimizing their battle pass runs right now. So that's where we're at. I'm online looking to see what's the easiest way to earn the XP in this thing. So yeah. But killer roster this year, man. They got some crazy stuff.
Yeah, they have tons of folks out there.
They're saying 400 characters. However, a lot of them are just like alternate versions and costumes and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's got CM Punk, and it's also got CM Punk 13, CM Punk 08, CM Punk
all the different versions.
Bret Hart, CM Punk Retro. It's like, okay, chill, man. That's how they're getting their 400, and a bunch of like made up characters that are in the career mode. But yeah, it's good. It's good. Cool. It's still a fun game. It's my one hypocrisy game that I call with the guys like my WWE. It's like I've kind of given up completely 100% on WWE, except I just like wrestling games, and there's no other like the AEW games basically dead in the water, and who knows when we're gonna get another one, and everything else is just sort of like, yeah, Fire Pro is good, but it's not giving me what I need. Like I need a 3D semi-sim wrestling game, and they just don't exist because there's nobody else. So it's my hypocrisy game, I call it. So
there is a big game that released over the last week. Everybody's been talking about it.
Yep.
Pokemon FireRed. No,
baby. I was trying to think of what the funniest answer would be, but I forgot everything that came out other than the
okay, so obviously Resident Evil Requiem God mode over here. Here we go. We're going to be talking more about this. We'll do a spoiler cast at some point, but wanted to get, like, we've all been playing it. One of us completed it. The person at the very bottom right there.
I finished it.
I've done.
You're
done too. Never mind. Two of y'all have completed it.
You're behind. Catch up.
I'm behind. I won't be. I've been playing like 25 hours with the game, so there's no way I was gonna catch up. But
my finish time was like 12 hours. So.
Okay.
Mine was 9. So
okay. I'm at about 4 hours. I want to say. Seems like I'm sort of halfway. I'm not going to spoil anything within this, but this game is fucking amazing. This is GOATY material right here as well.
It's so funny because like it's selling so well and people are just absolutely raving about it. And there are times when I'm playing it, especially in the sort of last segments of the game and stuff, and I'm like, I know why I love this, but it's actually kind of baffling at times to have it be so universally loved, because it's really doing some video game bullshit sometimes. And it's just like, like I said, I know why I love it. I think I went to I think on Blue Sky yesterday I said RE9 is Metal Gear Solid 4 coded, and I stand by that.
I can see that.
Full, and especially the deeper into the game you get, the more Metal Gear Solid 4 coded it gets, and that's an extreme compliment for me. That is not an insult. This game is fucking wild, man.
It's really good, especially like I've spent like the last few months like kind of like binging the RE series in general, like going hard, like going back. I did like original Resident Evil 1, 2, 3 and Code Veronica and 0 and all that crap. And like I haven't caught up yet. My wife and I are playing Resident Evil 6 like kind of concurrently. We actually ended up like I pretty much finished 9 before we started it back up again. But I'm probably going to play this again when I wrap back around to it in this playthrough. Because like we're playing 6 and I started Revelations again on my own. So like, got mostly just like 7, 8 and the remakes left after that, essentially, in Revelations 2. I'm probably going to do a second playthrough of this and just like really enjoy the few things that I might have missed. I do think that like having a lot of the more Resident Evil you have under the belt, the more references you get and the more stuff you appreciate. because there are things as yeah, we played 5 as well, but yeah, there are some things like I definitely would not have caught if I hadn't been in this rhythm of like playing through all these and like
There's some
and it
really
just
good payoff moments
hmm
if you've recently played 2 kind of thing. Like
yeah,
you got to have 2 kind of fresh in your mind at times for some it's like,
yeah.
but like if you don't, you're not, it's not like you're missing anything. It's just like,
And like either version
yeah.
of 2 works. Like I played 2
Yeah,
remake a few years ago when it came out, but like I 2 original was like more fresh in my mind. And even
Sure.
then I was like, oh yeah, this is and like it's all Leon. Like Leon is,
yeah,
kind of the harbinger of like all the old stuff and
yeah,
Grace is kind of like there for the newbies to kind of like get in. And they both play really well and it really is kind of like what Resident Evil 6 tried to do, but better because
yeah,
it's not quite as bloated with all the different characters. It is just Grace and Leon, and they have a very firm segment of like Grace is like, you know, Resident Evil 2 remake and 3 remake and like more survival horror esque and limited inventory, all that stuff. And then
yeah.
Leon is just full on like 4 like
Oh
all
yeah.
in on the action.
Yeah.
It's
It's a
it's
Really
great
for,
feels good
yin
to
yeah,
yang.
play.
It's great.
yeah, it's 4 and 5 to take into its like
Yeah.
Yep.
take it to its logical extreme. Like
And like 4
uh
remake is like the one blind spot that I have in my series playthrough right now. And if 4 remake is like half as good as Leon segments
Hmm.
in 9, I'm gonna have such a good time.
it's I love the for it's funny because I've always been since the PS1 I've been such a Resident Evil uh I don't know what the right word for it is, cult follower. Like the Church of Resident Evil is one I attend.
Yeah.
Uh and when 4 came out, it's like I really love 4, but as a Resident Evil game, I hated 4 because it wasn't what Resident Evil was, but I still love 4. And now that like to cohesively combine like 4 and like what Resident Evil had sort of become, because like it is, it's a, because Grace's zones are definitely like you said, they're like 2 remake, but also 7 and 8.
7, yeah. I did
Mhm.
play in third person. I'm not sure what everybody else
Yeah,
played that for like
I
Grace. I
just
did
did that.
third person for
I
both.
did what they
I left it.
suggested.
Yep. Same.
Yeah.
Grace in first person, Leon in third.
Grace works really well in third person as well. It's definitely worth if you do end up doing a second playthrough to switch it up if you want. I just prefer third person for like all my stuff. And if you're gonna give me an option, I'm gonna do third person. When I get to 8, I'm gonna do
Yeah.
third person for Ethan as well, even though you can't see his face. But like Grace is like such a great character too. Like
Terrific.
I do wish we
Ex-
got like more time with her. I
yeah.
could have done a whole game as Grace. Like the balance between Grace and Leon is excellent.
Yeah,
But like I could have had a whole game as Grace, and she
yeah.
is excellent.
Yeah,
I do wish she
it's just
got more
oh,
time.
yeah. I would more Grace lore would have like if they like would have been ideal. Like
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the beginning of like
yeah,
why did they send her out here alone?
Mhm.
Like
yeah,
what exactly does she do at the FBI? Should she be a little more equipped than she is to handle what is going on? I don't really know, but like
yeah,
It's kind of
she's just so fun.
conspicuous.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like, hey,
yeah,
listen, some really bad shit is happening. Also, I know your mom died here. Why don't you go check it out by yourself? It's like, oh,
yeah,
wait a minute.
That that feels real hinky in a way that
yeah.
kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
makes sense at the end if you squint your eyes a little bit, but
yeah.
It's no, I'm boy, I almost I want to say stuff because
yeah,
like yeah,
we do need a
um,
spoiler episode because there's a lot of stuff that I want to say that
Yep,
I don't
yeah.
want to ruin it for anybody.
yeah,
I will say maybe like not really a spoiler, but kind of I feel like it's important to say
Mhm.
for a review part as well. The game is very much like two halves that have
Yeah.
like interstitials of the other character
uh,
like in the
yeah.
middle of it, sort of.
I
And I think
love
that is important to
yeah,
set expectations because it is very
yeah.
much like one character is a primary protagonist of like one half of the game, essentially.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then they flip it.
hmm
I love that uh you can pinpoint, you get the feeling when the act break is going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I know exactly what I know after I get to this, it's going to do this. because they set it up at the very beginning, early game, very beginning. You get a little bit of Grace, and then all of a sudden there's an act break, and you go to Leon for like 5 minutes, and then you go back to Grace, and that's the very beginning of the game. Very beginning. It's not much of anything, but like it sets the tone, and after setting that tone, you can sort of like, okay, I know after I do this, it is going to cut me to the other character, and it's almost every time without fail. It's like it is set up like a prestige television series in a lot of ways.
And it nails the tone of like the schlocky crap that Resident Evil is like,
My
known
favorite
for,
part of Resident Evil,
but also taking itself seriously in a way that like doesn't feel like, too over the top, like the older games with the really bad voice acting and all that stuff. I mean, like great, like I said, Grace's voice actor should win something at the TGAs. Like she absolutely needs to win like best performance. She absolutely deserves it. I'm calling it right now. She's at least going to be nominated.
So we will have to cut out your WWE portion, by the way, because our video just got blocked by WWE because it may contain content that they own.
That's ridiculous.
Yay.
Oh, so people are dropping off.
Fuck
so I'm
those
gonna have
guys.
to. Yep. Continue. Keep going. I'll edit this
Anyway.
after.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's
she's
your
doing great, but then at the same time,
trailer.
like,
sorry, come back to Resident Evil. Keep going.
Yeah. But Leon still has his like schlocky one-liners, and like, he's such a dork, and I love him. He's driving the most expensive car ever, wearing the most expensive crap ever, and he's saying the stupidest crap that I wish I could be that cool to say in the moment.
It's like they took the Resident Evil 4 of like, where's everybody going? Bingo? And just like made it all, just like plussed it 10,000 every time. He has a one-liner for every death he causes, and it's so good.
Oh yeah, like it's God. I'm like I said, we need to do something where we can talk about spoilers, because there's a lot
we'll do
of
a
stuff where
spoiler
I'm just
cast
like,
for sure.
I'm like having to hold back and like think about like, okay, well, what's like the most like known portion. I will say, I definitely want to do some kind of video or something where I have my wife like rank Leon's fits, because like this fit's up there. He's looking good in this game, and I love that he's still rocking that same haircut that I wish I could have pulled off in high school. God, this game's just good. It's just really, really good.
Yeah.
And it's like maybe like on a second playthrough there'll be like some other stuff where I'm like, okay, well maybe this didn't flow as well. There's a couple of parts like in the middle where it's like I can see where maybe some people might have some problems with it, but like I enjoyed it the whole way through. It was definitely one of those where I just binged it, and like I'm so happy that like I was able to just get through it in like a nice, succinct little manner, didn't overstay its welcome. And it didn't burn me out on the series. I think that's the other thing too, is like Resident Evil is so good at reinventing itself to where normally doing like a whole series like this, I'll kind of burn out like halfway, and I think that's normal. Like I'll be like, I got to take a break. I got to do something different for a little bit, like play a few other games in between. They keep switching things up so much to where I don't get burnt out. Like, and that's the thing with like the switch from like the fixed camera angles to like 4, like JJ said, it was like that was kind of what they needed in that moment. Like even playing 4 in my little marathon, I was like, oh, this is just what I needed, because I was just starting to get tired of them with 0.
Because if you played them as they were new, just before 4 would have been Code Veronica, and it's just like, this is the same game again.
Yeah.
This is just like, I'm in it for the story at this point, but like it's but like, boy,
And
4 came out at just the absolute perfect time, and it reinvented everything, and it let Capcom know that they could do whatever they wanted with Resident Evil as long as it was good, because they did other stuff. They did like the Survivor games and some of the online stuff, and that stuff didn't really take off, but like they gave them the freedom to play around in their own sandbox with Resident Evil, and when they're confident that something's going to work, like Resident Evil 9 here, boy, they just lean into it. It's so good.
And
I love that the early parts of the game, the zombies are all like, there's zombies with like like things. Like
Yeah.
there are zombies with. I wish they leaned harder into that. Like, oh, there's
That
like,
was one thing that like I did
yeah,
kind of miss a little bit later. Like they there was a lot there that kind of only
yeah,
is in that first half of the game.
yeah,
But I've always said like Resident Evil and Capcom are like really good at like the genre shift thing and making sure fans of like all of their types of games are happy because other series have like radically shift genres over the year like Assassin's Creed or even Zelda with like the open air stuff with Breath of the Wild and stuff. It's hard to keep everybody happy
yeah,
because you got people that love those old games, they just want those old games over and over again. You've
yeah,
got people that started with the new games, they don't care about the old games. They don't want to go back to those. They have figured out how to keep just about everybody
yeah,
happy. They just need a game for the fixed camera angle freaks, and I'd be
yeah,
down for that. I love a fixed camera angle game.
yeah.
I'll even I'm not a huge fan of tank controls, but I'll do it if that's what they're going to make me do. But like that's
I
kind of
mean,
the only spot that they're lacking because
yeah,
this
you're gonna
game
get that
proves.
when they inevitably re-release Code Veronica. That'll be their
Yeah.
fixed camera return.
Yeah,
Because
Hey,
that'll be
you'll
their
be
gimmick
playing
with
the
that one.
fixed camera game when you play the arcade game that they just announced. The remake.
yeah, the Resident Evil 2 arcade game, man. That, look, I just saw that a minute ago. I was like, oh,
I fell off. So I will only dip in Resident Evil once every few games, right? I played Resident Evil 1 like when it launched, way back on the PS1, way back in the day. And then I hadn't touched it. I never completed it, but I didn't touch Resident Evil again until RE4 on the Wii. And
killer
then
version of that game,
dude,
man.
that's the
Yeah,
best version.
that was my first version of it.
And then I played like the Umbrella Chronicles, and I think it was the Dark Side.
I like
Chronicles.
those.
Those are cool. And then I didn't touch anything at Resident Evil again until 7, and I played a little bit of 7, and that was fine.
The first
VR
time
scared the hell out of me.
yeah, I would say the
But-
first time my first playthrough of 7 was completely in VR, and that is a
Same.
bad
Same.
move, man.
And so like I don't care about the overall Resident Evil story is what I'm saying. Like I don't care about canon or anything like that. I just want a cool zombie game. And I think honestly, I feel like the majority of the mass population feels the same way. It's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
Resident Evil. This is
You're
going to
not
be their
somebody who
first
knows
Resident
who
Evil.
Hunk
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. So I feel like this game especially. I didn't know anything about either of these characters really, and I'm playing this game and it's totally fine. It's like, oh, you meet Leon right away and his hand is covered in goop or whatever. It's like, okay, something must have happened. I don't care. Maybe I'll figure it out at some point. But yeah, I think that this game especially is, even though it's buried deep in Resident Evil canon for you sickos, for someone who's quote unquote fresh to the series, this game it's completely capable of playing on its own. And in fact, I've even told my coworkers, like we've been spending like the first hour of every day this week talking about Resident Evil. I've been telling them like, hey, it's you don't need to know anything about Resident Evil to play this game. Like you just need to know that there's zombies, they're infected people. It's essentially it.
I think the deeper into the game, this particular game you get, the less that's true, because the game does spend a lot of time talking to you about this stuff. So you're,
and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, but I feel like, but
it does still work. Like I think you can kind of have a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But like for the folks that are fans, like
Yeah.
for the folks that are Resident Evil fans, y'all are eating. Like you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I get this reference. Oh, I get this.
Yeah.
I'm halfway through this game and I don't know any reference at all except that Leon over here has the leather jacket. Like, that's the only reference that I have.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like
I could care less.
And I was a lot like you at first, Dolly, and like that's kind of what I wanted to fix. Because I am a sicko that feels like they have to play every game in order. That's my sickness. I understand that.
I'm the same way with other series. Trust me, yeah.
Resident Evil was always my blind spot to that because I did also play things in a really weird order and did stuff like I never finished the original 4 for the longest time until a couple of months ago when I did it. So like this is kind of like me making up for that in a way, and I've still gone kind of out of order because I watched all the CG movies as well, just kind of one after the other to get them done. And I've been kind of doing this like weird middle stretch of games in a weird order. And I skipped forward to 9, but like I'm understanding everything in a way to where I wouldn't have if I did not do this. And it's like you said, it perfectly works both ways. There's definitely some stuff, especially with Leon stuff, that you won't get unless you have at least played 2. I feel like if you're going to do any
Yeah,
required reading before this one, 2 remake is kind of the one, I
I
think.
feel like once you get to the end of the game, if you don't know 2, it's just you're just gonna be kind of just skip skip because it's like you're not gonna get absolutely anything out of it in a lot of ways. But the lead up and everything, and the game does a good job at sort of at least filling in some of those blank spots. The fun thing about Resident Evil is that every new game retcons a previous game in some way, shape, or form. Like 7 introduces characters that never existed, but now are some of the most important characters in the background of the entire franchise. And you still don't actually know who most of the characters are, just their existence. And
like every game almost is like a new virus or something that is, now they've wrapped back around as just the T virus again, just classic old T virus. Like honestly, for this year's office party, I hope you guys are ready to take a virology class, because I will be speaking on all the random viruses and parasites and mold and stuff that is in Resident Evil, because it's a lot. And it is kind of random that it's like, okay, zombies are cool again, because that was the thing about 4, is they were like, zombies aren't cool. We got to do something else, guys. And then
I mean,
they pivoted back around to
they
like
legitimately call them zombies in this.
Yeah.
But
Leon would call them zombies, even if that's not what they were in universe.
And I feel like even in the original game, there's something about like Umbrella even calls them zombies. I don't know, but no, it's I think it helps as well. There's different monsters and stuff. They do really good with the stalker enemies in this. The girl in the beginning is absolutely excellent. I'm so desensitized to horror, I never get like scared anymore. That's not like a brag. It's just like I've done a lot of horror stuff in my time, so I'm pretty used to stuff. There's points where I was just like, okay, let's get back out here and do it again. Let's
they
kind of that tension
with the girl in particular. They did a lot of good stuff with lighting to like make you upset, like
there's moments where it's like, you think you're safe, and then like the lights go out and you're like, oh, I am not safe. let's get going. But God, it's so good. I don't know what else to say without either spoiling something or just saying it's so good. You definitely need to play it.
I love the absurdity. There's aspects of just absolute absurdity. I love the puzzles they're some of the most Resident Evil-esque puzzles. Like,
yes.
There is 0 levels of realism in this game, because not a single mansion or hospital anywhere is going to ask you, you know what? This is a staff only room, so we got to put 3 gems on the wall.
Yeah,
like
they've stopped trying to explain it.
Yeah.
And like the first game, they were like, this mansion was specifically designed by this, specific architect, George Trevor. And then in the second game, they were like, the police station used to be an art museum, so there's weird stuff going on. Now
I love there are moments in the game where like Leon goes to old puzzles in the police station, and he's just like, this is fucking weird.
But it definitely works for like a puzzle sicko like me. That's also become one of my identifying features, since I did write a whole feature on that. But like, yes, definitely doing some good puzzle work here. I appreciated some of the work.
That's always been my favorite part of Resident Evil, is the okay, I need to find where would half of a sun crest be if I were a sun crest? I'm
even
sure
something as simple as like, I need this dumb item that unlocks a door, and like I just like stuff like that. It's like, don't make me find a key, make me find a blood orb or whatever.
Need to piece together a detonator.
How's the Switch 2 performance been, Dolly? Because I know you've been playing on Switch too. That's been one thing.
That's great. I mean, it's obviously graphically, it's not going to stand up to like PS5. JJ, did you play it on Switch or did you play it
Oh,
on something?
here's my story. I got it on the Switch too for myself. I started playing it a little bit, but then a friend bought me the PC version because I've
Nice.
been going through a lot, obviously,
Yep.
and I think they were just being nice, not knowing
Nice
I
one.
already owned it. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna see how good it runs on like what I've got going on, and I'll have
Sure.
you know that this game is very scalable.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
runs on my PC very well, and it runs on the Steam Deck pretty well.
That engine they're using, man.
Yeah, that RE engine,
that
boy,
RE
howdy,
engine.
because it's the same because Street Fighter 6
Yep.
is running off of
Mhm.
that, and like
It looks great on the Switch.
and the Switch 2 version is like you know, ready for the like pro leagues stuff.
Yeah.
Like it is
It's
I was
acceptable.
Evo ready,
surprised
baby.
on the I was surprised on the PS5 there's no like performance or quality mode. It's literally just one mode and like a couple of like random stuff like turning motion blur off or whatever. But
Yeah.
like you don't need it. It runs great. So
Yeah, the one
and apparently
thing
it's
like
actually a game that runs better on the PS5 Pro, which I don't have, but
the one thing that was funny is because I sit in the PC settings and I'm like fiddling around with the settings because it does have like a million different things. It's like you want to change the mesh layer, you can do which version of upscaling do you want? The one thing that made my either my ally or the my laptop go insane was changing the hair.
oh, the hair.
If I made it like PS5 hair, I 12 frames per second. If I did like the Switch 2 hair, no problem.
Fine.
It's fine. It has no issues with the
But
hair.
it runs totally fine.
It does
on
run. I
Switch.
mean, I played through
I've
the
had zero
first-
issues on the
yeah.
Switch too.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm like 4 hours into the game. Even some of the areas that have a lot of stuff going on, like in the, I'm again not gonna spoil stuff, but there's a hospital with a lot of like shadow, a lot of contrast, a lot of light, and it's terrific. There is you know what we're getting very close to the point now where, you know, I talked about Fallout 4, we're talking about Resident Evil, there's, you know, WWE, there's other game, you know, Final Fantasy. The Switch 2 is a good, capable port machine now, I think. So I think there's, you know, we're going to get to the point where we stop saying, you know, how does it run on Switch 2? Hopefully, knock on wood. Now that they're starting to get the dev kits.
Yeah, because as it stands now, I can't think of a single like this was a bad port for the Switch 2 that's come out yet. There hasn't been a shit ton, but like you know, Madden runs great on the Switch too. Like that's a big deal. Like
it's very impressive. And it's one of those things where it's like, you know, some people talk about like, oh, you know, we're losing like games that were designed for handhelds and meant to be picked up and played in like very short sessions and you know, getting just, oh, you can play this console game in your hand in return. But you know what? I kind of like just being able to play a console game in my hand. And so long as the save system isn't, you know, super restrictive, that's okay. Definitely not playing on like the ink ribbon setting. I'm not that big of a Resident Evil sicko yet. Probably not ever. But I'm glad it's there for the people that want that.
Love it. When we'll set up a spoiler cast. Spoiler warning, we'll call it, or something.
There's too much. There's too much to talk about that I can't.
You guys can spend your 2 hours of Resident Evil. Yeah. Maybe then one of the next couple episodes.
Spoiled Quest.
Spoiled.
Yeah. Spoiled Quest.
Spoiled eggs. Excellent. Hey, we've been going for 2 hours. Whoo, look at that. 2 hours.
Yeah, good 20 minutes of that's gone. But
yeah.
Oh, WWE.
Well, no, so apparently only on Facebook.
Oh,
so
that's why that popped up on my end.
Yeah. So it's only on Facebook. So
that's
funny. Yeah,
I
deleted it off Facebook. Whatever. Nothing yet on YouTube, but we'll see what happens later.
Yeah, whenever you said we got blocked, I was like, "Are we not live anymore? Should we stop talking?"
Yeah. But I mean, we could keep going, but it is late, and I'm tired.
It's only
I
was
gonna say I've got other games I could talk about because my wife and I have been playing.
Okay,
Pokemon.
Go ahead, talk about Pokemon.
I've been trying to get back into Pokemon. I know I'm known as the Digimon guy here because I started like right whenever Time Stranger was starting to build up, but FireRed is still pretty fun. I feel old because I'm like, man, having to switch Pokemon to grind experience is really annoying. I want a game with experience shared. But maybe I'll play like Scarlet and Violet after this, just to, like play something a little bit more modern before Winds and
No, you
Waves. I'm
play
gonna try to
Sword
play
and
Winds and
Shield.
Waves.
Sword and
Sword and
Shield.
Shield.
Sword and
Sword and
Shield.
Shield? Okay.
Don't
I
do
love. I
Scarlet and
really like
Violet.
Sword and Shield. Yeah.
Sword and Shield is the one good Switch Pokemon game. That's a
I have
mainline
one of
Pokemon game.
them, and maybe I can pick up the other so that we can play together. Because I do have Scarlet and Violet, and it had like a little co-op mode where like you could like run around in each other's worlds, and that was like fun for us for a little bit, but then we didn't stick with it. So, but yeah, no, that's been fun, and I don't know. It's Pokemon. I've been out of the game long enough to where it's like even the original 150. I'm like, oh god, wait, okay, are you good again? I don't even remember. So, um, I don't know. I'll check it out. And we got Pokopia. We're gonna start that as soon as I stop talking.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to. I have to load it up though. 'Cause it's a game key card, and I am out of space on my Switch 2 with my 500 gigs because I have Fallout 4, I have Final Fantasy, I've got Resident Evil, I've got Madden, and a few couple other games. And like I'm kinda out
I'm
of
still
space.
baffled at how they were able to get Resident Evil 9 into
Yeah.
the footprint they
Yeah.
got Resident Evil 9 into. Holy
Yeah.
smokes,
It is a
man.
lot less than
Yeah.
you would think. Let's see here. I'm gonna see. Let me open up my gigs
Yeah,
here.
since my wife is begging, I did start with Squirtle. I'm kind of like always like a water starter girly. Like I don't know. I just like the water as always. Even
In recent years, like you know, obviously because of like I was OG Pokemon stuff, like Charmander was my original, but these days I do find myself being a Bulbasaur guy.
I'm a
Yeah.
Bulbasaur. I've gotten
Yeah.
okay,
Bulbasaur.
you guys are now in her good graces. She
Yeah.
loves Bulbasaur.
Here's my my data. I have 2.9 gigs left of free space on my micro SD Express, 46 in the system memory. Final Fantasy VII Remake, 90.3 gigabytes.
WWE 2K26, 83.5 gigabytes.
Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, 60.8.
Wow.
What's your number 2, Jage?
Street Fighter 6 at 55.3.
My number 2 is Madden at 58.
Oh, my number 3 is Hitman at 54.
Okay, my next one is Street Fighter at 55. Then I got MLB The Show at 32.
Yeah. Yakuza Director's Cut 0, 46. And Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 is 38 gigabytes.
That's more than Resident Evil Requiem, which is 27.4.
Oh yeah, I need to check what the PS5 size. I'm sure it's like maybe a little bigger, but like it didn't seem like it took. I mean, I pre-ordered it and it preloaded, so I didn't really pay attention to how long it took to download. So
I think it was on PC. I think it was like 90 or something.
yeah, all those extra textures. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Apparently, I have 2 versions of Batten Itos here because I bought the cartridge and then the actual digital version was on sale for like $10.
You fucking goober.
I forget that happens to me quite often. But
Grid Legends is a bigger game than Metroid Prime 4, by the way, in case you're curious.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, 28.6 gigs to 27.
That's a game you're gonna be talking about next time, maybe.
You know what? To be fair, that's a worse story than the fact that I rebought Assassin's Creed Unity digitally because we weren't paying attention, and then I caught my toddler somehow got a disc out of the case, and it was Unity, and she was just licking the disc. So
won't lick the Switch or Switch 2 cartridges because they don't taste very well.
They should have put Bitterant on the PS4 discs. There we go.
There you go. There you go. Friends, that's SideQuest on a beautiful Friday evening. I've survived the thunderstorm, the March thunderstorm that I had happening here. Again, we're going to have an awesome next few weeks. Hop on to tomorrow now, Saturday, for the giveaway. If you want to go to the old, what is going on here? Read me more file sizes.
Pokopia is 6.2 gigabytes.
Is it really?
Yeah. Also, funny story. The Pokopia install was just long enough for my wife to have a manic point trying to find her AirPods, and then we realized that she left them at the Y, so we had to drive out and go get them at the Y instead.
In there.
So, yeah.
SideQuest.com, SideQuesting TV, and YouTube and Twitch. Hop into the Discord. We've got a bunch of fun stuff. We are working on the next theme week, which we might push it until after PAX. We also have because a lot of us are working on the next zine, and that will be available at PAX. So if you're going to PAX, we're going to thank. Yes, we did thank the producers at the very beginning of the show. We're going to have the zine available at PAX, and then we actually have some folks who paid for the zine ahead of time and to help cover the printing costs from their end and shipping costs. I'm going to send those out as well. So, and the producers get the zine, which is always a good thing. So you can find us information, blah, 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 blah. We love you. We'll see you in the next episode of the SideQuest. Bye. Toodles.
Bye.
We love you all. Thank you for watching and listening.